Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. As we've been talking about the role of Satan in making a person forget and also how that impacts our New Year's resolutions, I wanted to talk about this particular topic in the context of religion. So in Islam, Satan, also known as Iblis or Shaytan, is seen as a force that works to lead individuals away from the path of righteousness and towards sin and disobedience. One of the ways in which Satan is believed to do this is by causing a person to forget. This concept is mentioned in several verses of Quran, such as Surah Al-Kahf, when the companion of Moses tells him that Satan made him forget. And when Allah mentions that if Satan makes you forget, saying, Insha-Allah, you should do so when you remember it. The idea of Satan causing a person to forget is not only mentioned in Quran, but also in the narrations of the Prophet and from the Ahl-e-Bait alayhi salam. And it's also a common theme in the Old and New Testament. These narrations from and they further explain the concept and provide guidance on how to protect oneself from Satan's influence. We'll explore the role of Satan causing a person to forget in Islam and examine the references from the verses of Quran and narrations of the Prophet and Ahl Bayt alayhi salam to understand how Satan is believed to do this. And additionally, we're going to look at various ways in which a person can protect themselves from Satan's influence and the impact that Satan causes a person to forget. And how does that impact our New Year's resolutions and the goals that we set? So it will be a part of several discussions that we're going to have, short discussions, but we're going to talk about these topics. So, first of all, references from the Quran and Ahl Bayt alayhi salam. In the Quran, Satan is described as a deceiver and tempter who seeks to lead humans astray. One of the ways in which Satan is set to achieve this is by causing forgetfulness. In Surah Al Kahf, for example, the companion of Moses tells him that Satan made him forget about their appointment, the location where they were supposed to meet, causing them to be late and causing them to move ahead of where they should have been. And the same surah Allah mentions that if Satan makes a person forget to say inshallah, meaning God willing, then they should immediately remember and say it. Another reference is in Surah Al Araf, where Satan is described as whispering to humans and planting bad thoughts in their minds. It is also mentioned that Satan makes people forget the teachings of God and their own promises and commitments. In Surah Ibrahim, it is mentioned that Satan whispers to people and makes them forget the remembrance of Allah. In addition to these references in the Quran, there are also narrations from the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his household that describe the Satan's role in causing forgetfulness. For example, the Prophet is reported to have said that Satan flows in the human body like blood, and that one of the ways in which he causes harm is by making people forget. And the Ahl-e-Bait alayhi salam has also emphasized the importance of remembering God and being vigilant against the whispers of Satan, which can cause forgetfulness and lead to sin. Satan's ability to cause forgetfulness is a serious issue in Islam, as it can prevent a person from fulfilling their religious obligations and achieving their goals. The Quran and Hadith provide guidance on how to protect oneself from Satan's whispers and how to overcome forgetfulness. There are several narrations from the Prophet. We discussed one in which the Prophet is saying that Satan flows through the body of a person like a blood. It highlights that the idea that Satan can infiltrate a person's body and mind, causing them to forget important things. Another example is a narration from Imam Ali alayhi salam in which he says, Satan whispers to the hearts of the children of Adam and makes them forget, just as he calls a person to forget when he wakes up from deep sleep. This narration emphasizes the idea that Satan can cause forgetfulness in a person, which is similar to like a person when he is waking up from sleep. And then this another topic of interest is that these narrations highlight that Satan can cause forgetfulness in a person and that it's a tactic he uses to mislead and distract people from the straight path. The hadith from the Prophet emphasizes the idea that Satan can infiltrate a person's body and mind, while Imam Ali alayhi salam's narration highlights the idea that Satan can cause forgetfulness in a person in a very similar way to how a person forgets things when they wake up from sleep. These narrations also stress on the importance of being vigilant and be aware of one's actions, thoughts, and intentions, as Satan's main aim is to make a person forget their purpose and goal. The Quranic verses and narrations highlight the same concept. So we should be very cautious about the distractions and the deceptions and the forgetfulness that a person experiences, and these are caused by Satan. We're going to continue this discussion in the next part.